Whiskey glows on the table, city burns in the window, and I breathe like a man who's walked through hell but came out wearing gold. I move quiet through the night, silk coat dragging on the cold stone floor. A king with no crown in sight, but every shadow knows what I came here for. My heart beats slow as a drum, 'cause power don't rush, it waits its turn. I've lost more nights than some, still every scar's a story I had to earn. Black velvet power in my veins, walking through fire like it's rain. I ain't here for glory, I ain't here for praise, just the peace a lone wolf gains. And if the world goes cold tonight, I'll stand alone beneath the lights, a gentleman in shadows, ruling kingdoms out of sight. Marble floors and quiet deals, gold cufflinks reflecting every sin I own. I don't bend and I don't kneel, been carving my path out of ice and stone. A soft smile but my mind stays sharp. I learned early you can't trust every friend, but solitude's become my art. It's the silence that keeps me standing in the end. Black velvet power in my veins, walking through fire like it's rain. I ain't here for glory, I ain't here for praise, just the peace a lone wolf gains. And if the world goes cold tonight, I'll stand alone beneath the lights, a gentleman in shadows, ruling kingdoms out of sight. Some nights the mirror feels colder, shows the ghost of a younger soldier, but I raise my glass to the man I became, to the pain, to the loss, to the unspoken flame. Yeah. Black velvet power in my veins, still walking through fire like it's rain. I don't chase glory, I don't chase praise, just the quiet the strong men claim. When the night tries swallowing me, I stay steady, calm and free, a gentleman of shadows, built for power, built for peace. Yeah. Power's a lonely drink, but it tastes like truth, and I sip it slow. quiet room, curtains closed, and the night watches me like it knows my ghost. One glass poured, suit pressed sharp, and the darkness fits me better than most. I walk calm through the fire, been burned enough to know how to stand. Power don't come from desire, it comes from holding lightning in your hands. Gold watch it glint in the quiet, but wealth ain't the thing that makes me whole. It's the pride of surviving the ride and stitching the scars right into my soul. There's gold in the silence, I choose strength. In the nights I refuse to lose, I move slow, calm through the shade. A gentleman built from the wars I made. If the world turns cold tonight, I'll still stand tall under soft street light. Luxury grit in every breath I take. A lone wolf built for the moves I make. Crystal glass sweating on the table, ice melting like the man who broke. I keep my words sharp and stable, speak once, mean twice, let the message show. Eyes calm but the mind stays hunting. I learned early how the shadows talk. Quiet men do the confronting with a step so smooth it becomes a wall. There's gold in the silence, I choose strength. In the nights I refuse to lose, I move slow, calm through the shade. A gentleman built from the wars I made. If the world turns cold tonight, I'll still stand tall under soft street light. Luxury grit in every breath I take. A lone wolf built for the moves I make. Sometimes the mirror cuts deep, shows the boy I used to be. Hungry, reckless, blind, but I'll raise a hand to that ghost, 'cause he fought hard to leave this man behind. Yeah, power's a quiet storm, and I walk with it warm. There's gold in the silence, I choose strength. In the nights I refuse to lose, I move slow, calm through the shade. A gentleman built from the wars I made. And when the night tries dragging me deep, I hold my ground while the rest fall asleep. Luxury shadow, power refined, a king in the dark with a sharpened mind. On breath, one breath, one breath is quieter, but stronger now. Dim lights, cold glass, and a silence heavy enough to crown a man. One breath, one thought, morphing channel with a night and understand. I move slow through the dark, sharp suit, tailored tighter than my past. Every scar left a mark, but I learned to turn the pain into something built to last. Gold ring shining soft, reflecting shades of storms. I fall alone, power rests in my walk, 'cause I carved my throne Iron in my bones, velvet in my soul, walking through the shadows with a heart carved cold. I don't need praise, I don't need names, just a quiet fire only strong men hold. And if the world turns bitter tonight, I'll still stand tall in a soft street light. Along came moving silent and sure, with a darkness sweet enough to endure. Crystal pours like a prayer, ice melted slow like the patience of God. Men talk loud everywhere, but the ones who matter speak with a subtle nod. Eyes calm, vision clear, every room shifts when I walk inside. Power don't come from fear, it comes from a man who learned how not to hide. Iron in my bones, velvet in my soul, walking through the shadow with a heart carved cold. I don't need praise, I don't need names, just a quiet fire only strong men hold. And if the world turns bitter tonight, I'll still stand tall in the soft street light. A lone king moving silent and sure, with a darkness sweet enough to endure. Sometimes I see the boy I used to be, lost, loud, desperate and blind. But he taught the man standing here how to polish storms into diamonds over time. Yeah, solitude don't break me, it crowns me slowly. Iron in my bones, velvet in my soul, walking through storms that never get told. I don't chase praise, I don't chase fame, my quiet strength is my only goal. And if the night tries to pull me below, I rise through the cold with a steady glow. A gentleman forged in silence and fire, built on grit and quiet desire. One last drink, one last breath, power moves quieter than death. Haunting.
Lights low, whiskey cold, silence heavier than the gold on my hands. I breathe slow, move slow, like a wolf raised on marble commands. My shoes whisper on the floor, custom leather built for nights like this. I walked through fire before, but power taught me patience deeper than any kiss. These suits don't shine for fame, They're all my song with every lie I live through. I learned the rules of the game. Keep calm, stay sharp, let the world come to you. I'm a marble wolf moving slightly in the dark, carry storms inside a steady heart. Cold night, warm soul, luxury scars. I rise slow while they fall apart. If the world turns bitter on me tonight, I still walk tall under dim street lights. A gentleman in shadows combo wide, fueled by solitude, power required. Crystal glass by the chair, ice melting like the years I lost on the run. Success don't come from prayer, it comes from staring down fear until it comes undone. I speak little but see all, eyes trained on the smallest shift in the room. Some men rise just to fall, but my silence carries a different kind of doom. I'm a marble wolf moving silent in the dark, carrying storms inside a steady heart. Cold night, warm soul, luxury scars. I rise slow while they fall apart. If the world turns bitter on me tonight, I still walk tall under dim street lights. A gentleman in shadows combo wide, fueled by solitude, power acquired. Some nights I face the mirror and see the boy I used to be, but he's gone, replaced by the man the darkness taught me to see. Yeah, strength is quiet, power is lonely, but I wear it slowly, like a crown made for ghosts. I'm a marble wolf moving silent in the dark, carrying storms inside a steady heart. Cold night, warm soul, luxury scars. I rise slow while they fall apart. If the night tries to swallow me alive, I stay steady, sharp and dignified. A gentleman in shadows, built for survival, built for pride. One breath, one night, another quiet victory.
I walked into power through a side door of fate, where a handshake was gold and betrayal came late. With a night taught lesson no teacher could speak, and a man's real strength was the way to eat. My shoes left print on cold marble dreams, where silence cut sharper than criminal scheme. Every shadow I pass whispered truths I ignored, but power's a hunger you can never afford. So I buried the pieces of the man I once knew, 'cause kings aren't born, they're carved clean through. I rule the night from the last room I rule, where the light was dim and the world was full, where every whisper felt like a crown I owned, and every quiet breath was a kingdom grown. Yeah, I rose like a storm wrapped in velvet and steel, a cold-blooded calm you could touch but not feel. And all that I conquered, all that I fueled, it lived in the smoke of the last room I ruled. I carry secrets in pockets lined with fear, but a king never trembles when the enemy's near. Gold on my wrist, a fire in my chest, the burden of power is to never rest. I spoke soft words that could silence a crowd, wore quiet like armor, never too loud. The world bows slowly every time I move, 'cause the calmest men are the ones most bruised. In the mirrors I passed held a version of me, a shadow-crowned monarch I never meant to be. I ruled the night from the last room I ruled, where the throne was dust and the silence cool, where a man walks slow with a heart turned stone and finds the price of power in the dark alone. I move through the smoke with a dangerous grace, a king carved in solitude's private embrace. And every doubt I bury, every truth I school, still haunts the halls of the last room I ruled. Every lie I live built a scar on my crown. Every soul I lifted was a soul I put down. And in the low light, in the breath of the gloom, I learned that kings die quiet in a dim lit room. So remember the king in the last room he ruled, where the walls saw truth and the night stayed cool, where the crown felt heavy but the heart stayed strong, where right felt dangerous and wrong felt wrong. If they ever ask what made me cruel, tell them power is lonely and the night is a school. Tell them a king stands tall till his soul is pulled back to the shadows of his last room he ruled. king remembers. The night don't choose everyone, but it chose me. I walked the alleys where power was born, where kings look broken and princes look torn, where silence shaped men more than fathers could, and every small sin was misunderstood. I learned early that a quiet man survives, that danger sleeps, light and hunger drives. My steps carve stories into concrete and stone, but the night wrote the tales I couldn't own. And every choice I made pulled me deeper inside, into a truth no daylight could hide. 'Cause the night signed my name in a whisper so cold, on the edge of a heartbeat and stories untold. It ground me in shadows, it painted my flame, and I carried its mark when the night signed my name. When the night signed my name. When the night signed my name. I traded gopher for a seat in the dark, a lighter flame glowing like a dying spark. Every friend I trusted grew thin like smoke. Every vow I heard felt easy to break. But the darker the hour, the clearer I knew that men reveal truth when the masks break through. And power tastes sweetest to the calm and the main, to those reborn when the night signed their name. And I saw in the mirror a man I outgrew, a king shaped by pain and the darkness he knew. Yeah, the night signed my name in a breath made of sin, carved it into my soul, pulled me gently within, where the calm felt sacred, where my fire became a crown forged in silence. When the night signed my name, I moved like a shadow with a dangerous aim, with footsteps steady and a heart untamed. Every empire I built, every soul I overcame, began on the night it signed my name. Every tear I hid turned to smoke in the air. Every war I fought left a scar I wear. But the truth of my rise isn't fortune or fame, it's the night that claimed me and whispered my name. So remember the man who the night overcame, who walked through the darkness and carried its flame, who learned that power is lonely but never ashamed, 'cause the night wrote his story and signed his name. Yeah, if they ask how I rose, tell them shadows became
my teachers, my kingdom, my unbroken claim. Tell them every victory, every spark of my fame started the moment the night signed my name. Some names are written in light, mine wasn't. Some names are written in light, mine wasn't.